Today we're going to be checking out some guitar components from Faber. We've got a Faber TP-59 aluminium aged nickel tailpiece. We've got the Faber ABRL bridge brass saddles aged nickel, and I think from going back and forth with Faber and doing a bit of research online, I've got all the components and all the different inserts as well. So we've got some Nashville Bushings 7mm inserts with a 4mm thread, aged nickel. We've got the 5/16 of an inch TP inserts Imperial steel, aged nickel, Bushings, and then we have got TONELOCK here, Imperial inch thread, aged nickel. I think that's everything we're going to need. Now, I've got Graphtec Resomax bridge and tailpiece, and I like it, but when I changed out this neck pickup for brushed nickel, I kind of want that look for everything on the body, and I don't think Graphtec offer that as yet, so I thought about swapping it out. This isn't sponsored. I bought this stuff myself. I've had it for a while. I just thought, ah, shit, I don't want to ruin my Les Paul today. Needs a restring. Come back from Italy. It's a bit manky. So I thought, let's do it now. If you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? And if you fuck it up, you can take it to the guitar doctor. So, let's get started. I think what I'm going to do first is take some measurements, the height of my tailpiece, bridge, bass and the treble sides, and I'll take a photo of where all the saddles are in terms of alignment, and that should help speed up like intonating it afterwards. I've done it before. It does help rather than just going in with a flat line. And also, if I have messed up with some of these components here, I'll be able to put the Graphtec one back on and still have a Les Paul. Here we go. So the tailpiece bass side is 6mm. People will be like, what kind of a setup do you have? One I like is the answer. Treble. Oh, that's like 6.5, 7mm. It's about 6mm as well. Oh, that's about 5mm. These are lock-in, so it doesn't take long. In fact, do treble first, because they're always the ones that'll ping off first. When I'm unwinding strings, I try and unwind so that the hole is aligned, ready to be restrung. Probably saves about a minute of my life every time. Still got my Graphtec ratio machine heads. They're not going anywhere. Unless they do some brushed nickel with some snot greens. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So this is the tricky part. This is where it could all go horribly wrong. Let's take this off. Magnetic. It's as quick as that, to be honest, isn't it? Tooth a quick clean. Always good to keep a toothbrush in there. People be like, what the hell are you playing at? I'm making it vintage. My guitar, it loves me. Right. I guess the first thing I want to see is whether I've got the right bushings. How do I get these bushings out usually? Plumbing grips came in handy. So these are 5/16 of an inch TP inserts Imperial steel, aged nickel. I'm going to pop these in. Well, it's locked on. Okay, well, we'll see about that, won't we? So I've put the Faber bushings in. This one on the base side kind of protrudes a little bit. Screwed these bolts in, and then you get like 6 of these what look like little spacers, which I'm imagining are to lock it in place. But is it right that they just sit on top of the bushings, resting? I mean, it looks about right for me, but I imagine with, I don't know, it's the fact that the components are like separate. I'm just thinking about like the resonance of it. Anyway, one thing I will say is that there's no instructions in here. They are very nicely engineered components though, but it would be nice to just have a, like a, this goes here on the back of it. Okay, bushing number 2 popped out. So now we've got the bridge bushings and the little spinny spacers. And hopefully they should just push in. And then we're going to tap them in. Now when we tap them in, you get this little metal cylinder which doesn't hit the screw thread. And we can just tap down, it actually hits the flat piece at the bottom, so we're not going to bend. Bend the screw. It is, they are the right size as well. Yeah, pop that on. Let's get my little cloth for my hammer. It won't need a tap, it won't need much of a hit at all because I was basically pushing it in with my fingers. As soon as you get a solid noise, in my experience, that means it's flush with the body. They went in a lot easier, which makes me think something has gone wrong with the tailpiece. Why did I take a photo? I mean, it's a good thing that I took a photo of the saddle pieces, but quite clearly, I can look at it right here, can't I? Slight difference. This is how the Faber one came set. This is how I have mine set. So I'm just going to copy that now. Let's get this fella to 6 mil. Okay, let's have a little look. Oh, there you are. They spin nicely. 5 mil. You can see here, you get these little inserts and this little tool. And I think once that's in, you pop in this little tool, give it a twist, and it should lock on to the top of the screw. I can't talk. All right, let's pop you on. Oh, he's rocking. Why is there different sizes there? There's only one fit on. That's not that one, is it? It's the big one. Okay, it's nice that they send you both. Well, this one better fit, otherwise I've got the whole fucking thing wrong. Thank God for that. I thought I'd picked up the big one. I hadn't. I'd picked up the little one, and I was about to start crying. Would have cried a lot, probably. So let's put this little... Okay. Okay, so I guess this can go like that. Got ya! I'm figuring it out as we go, without any instructions. And twist like this. Wonder why it's got 2 little things like that. Why does it need the little things? Oh, I know why it's got little things like that, because obviously as you get in, you're going to want to be able to tighten it over the top, there we go, of the screw thread. Good engineering that. To be honest, I shouldn't be locking it down now. I should be setting it up and then locking it down. So let's just undo that. I hope that I've done that right with the bushing and then the little spacer and then the tailpiece, because it's locked on and it's solid, it's not going anywhere. I mean, string height wise, that feels fine now. So I reckon I'm going to set that and then I'm going to sort out the intonation. But I kind of want this set nicely before I start messing with the intonation, because I don't want it to move. That is cool and solid. And like I said, I'll probably make a few tweaks here and there over the next few days, weeks. But I'm assuming once I've got it exactly where I want it, I can just lock this in and it ain't gonna budge. It might just be a seasonal truss rod adjustment. But yeah, there we go. That is the Faber locking bridge and tailpiece system. And it's pretty cool. I actually just took a hammer to the top of this tailpiece bolt, put a big cloth over the top of it and just tapped it in a little bit more. I think I was being a little bit like fragile with it, because it never feels nice hitting things into your guitar, but it just needed tapping down a bit more, and now it's way more flush. And from this side you can see how the spacer sits on top of the bushing, and then the tailpiece sits on top, and as you screw down it locks it in place with friction, and you get a couple of other sizes to choose from, but I like mine way up high, so I've got squishy string tension. And here's the new bridge. Set my string height, intonated it, and it looks and sounds great. Absolutely solid. You set the string height using the thumb wheels as normal, and then using this special tool, as I mentioned before, which sits in the top here, you twist them down, locking the bridge to the thumb wheel so it just doesn't move at all. And if you wanted to take this off, you'd have to unscrew these. It's great. Obviously you need to keep this safe. And straight away, I don't know whether it's because this is a little bit higher, or whether it's to do with there being less points of contact with the saddle pieces, but the guitar is easier to bend and vibrato. It's squishier, but I think it honestly will be to do with how high I've got the tailpiece set. But I like it. I think if I went down one spacer, it would be too low, and it's singing. Very resonant, very loud. Some little things that I think will be useful to know when you're installing a Faber bridge. You want to use this fella right here to screw into your old bushings to pop them out. And then when you're tapping the new threaded post or threaded post bushings into the body, you want to pop this little fella on top, so that when you're hammering down, you're hammering the kind of flush base of the bushing and not bending the thread. These little things here, these are your little, they look like washers, but they're different toppers for the bushings that go between the tailpiece and the flathead screw down part, the bolt, so that you can choose whether you want it like super low, a little bit higher, or as high as mine, and then that locks the tailpiece in place. Besides that, I think it's pretty straightforward, and through a little bit of research online, speaking to Faber and then ordering from Feline Guitars, everything was a match and fits perfectly. All the locking elements are in place and it looks great. I would pop that little tool in your Gibson hard case or your guitar hard case, whatever you've got, and pray that you don't lose it. I think playing it like that is a good indicator of how good it's going to sound when it's plugged in. And yeah, I think aesthetically I'm happy. I've made a good choice. And yeah. What do you think? See you in the next one.